I don't remember the music always being this much of a jam. Hello everybody, welcome back to Musume. And I say welcome back because it's been about a year since I last played this. In summation, what this game is basically, I'm given a mushroom and I'm going to evolve said mushroom into a daughter/waifu. And, I believe last time I did a bit of, drinky. I hit the old, cooking rum to make it through this. So, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I can't remember in my drunken stupor what poor decisions I made for my daughter/wife's life. So, I guess we'll just go into it. Oh god, July 2022. You haven't been taking very good care of yourself and find yourself so worn out that even leaving the house is a challenge. Okay, that's just taking a shot at me. If you continue on without regard for your own stamina, you might very well die. Stay in bed and rest. You'll sleep when you're dead, which may be very soon. Oh, I mean, if I'm dead, I can't make sweet love to my waifu. Oh. You'll be no use to your daughter in this state. Oh, so it is a daughter. I need to calm it down. So you decide to spend the day resting. Sitting in bed, you think about your daughter and all the tasks you will get done together. The decision being made, life continued. Gained trade. Wait, daughter info, wait. Oh, look at her. What a healthy specimen. I give her lots of love. She is your daughter, after all, even though she doesn't look like one. Love you, darling. She's got a lot of nutrition. Wait. Oh, wait. She needs food, but her food isn't quite the same as yours. Ensure that she never goes hungry. She has lots of food. You avoid the village when you can, but with a daughter, you have new needs. Money allows you to buy things that you couldn't gather before. There's only so many hours in a day, and you only have so much time and energy. Choose how you spend those things carefully. Oh god. Environment acceptable. Your daughter's growth is fickle. To ensure the best result. What do you mean? It just says it's acceptable. Wait, lost sibling. You carry a reminder of a sister you have never met. Oh, did I kill my sister? The mushroom has grown some extra limbs. Yeah, I see that. She's very cute. Will my daughter have big badonkadonks? One day you awaken to the sound of rustling movement and find your daughter has grown enough to be capable of rudimentary locomotion. Yay! I'm so proud and a bit perturbed. The creature slinks around uneasily, and a cute little face now greets you on her once featureless body. Where did you get the face? Her demeanor seems gloomy and shy, preferring to sit in the dark corners for long periods of time. Well, yeah, don't mushrooms grow in dark, dank areas? Encourage her discretion. Spend some time nurturing her environment. Motivate her to do something more productive. I'm gonna nurture her. I'm a good papa. Papa Cuckoo takes care of his kids. Until they start beating him at Smash, in which case the belt comes out. You decide that it is best time to promote her growth, spending extra efforts improving her living conditions. Yeah, why would I make her suffer in this hole of a hut I already live in this wasted manner? Well, just because I'm miserable here doesn't mean she should. Your daughter seems to appreciate the attention and emotes cheerfully. Yep. The decision being made, life continued. What did I name her? Did I even name my daughter? Do you have a name? Oh, I named you Nikki. Oh yeah, that's right. I named her Nikki because I said if I ever had a daughter, I would name her Nikki. There's this very odd reason for that, but I can hardly remember it. One evening, you hear a light knocking at your door. Quite a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witness none other than the Witch of the Woods standing on the doorstep of your humble hut. Could she be here for a visit or to settle a debt? Introduce her to your daughter. Speak to her in private. Let her see Nikki. Nikki's grown a lot since she was just a seedling. Perhaps it was time for your daughter to meet the witch. She could maybe even learn a thing or two. Yes, my daughter will become a witch herself, with big badonkadonks. And then she'll find another witch who will rival her in skill, and that other witch will have even bigger badonkadonks. Now we're cooking. The two of you answer the door and invite the gloomy woman inside for dry and awkward small talk. Something about the way the two absently stare at each other. You wonder if they've made some sort of connection today. You gained... what? Witchling. You are touched by magic in some significant way. Oh, God. My daughter's gonna turn me into a toad. The decision being made, life continued. Sometime later. Stop gaining traits! Stop, child! No, you can't be pregnant. Despite a rocky introduction, your daughter is as civil as any human child now. I mean, you're not as cute as I thought you would. You charge resets calmly. However, errors in your... okay. You know, you're kind of not looking very mushroomy. You kind of look like a Korok from Zelda. One morning, you notice that your daughter is nowhere to be seen. Eventually, you discover her hiding in a narrow crevice under a large stump. To your surprise, the creature has now taken a form of a young girl. You feel relieved to confront the witches hadn't betrayed you. At your approach, she retreats slightly into the hole. She doesn't seem scared, but doesn't want to leave. Wait for her. Buy her a nice gift to celebrate. Encourage her to come out. Yeah, I'm gonna buy her a gift. I'm gonna spoil this girl. Today feels like a momentous achievement, so you tell your daughter you're going to the village to buy her a present. At the mention of presents, she quickly decides she's done being under the stump, and the two of you head back to prepare for a trip into town. We're gonna buy you this great manga. It's called Berserk. Prepare for a lot of mental trauma and depression. Your daughter thoroughly enjoys the outing and lovingly clutches the antique doll she picked out of the market. I bought her a doll. That's cute. The decision being made, life continued. You realize that you finished all your work for the week and have a whole day free. Take your daughter on a scenic hike, spend some time cleaning up, teach your daughter some important lessons, take your daughter to see the witch in the woods. I could spend time with... I'm going to quick save here. Hold on. So it's spend time with her, make the house more presentable, I guess, and focus mainly on my own. I could teach her some lessons about life so that she, you know, if she ever goes out on her own, she knows what she's doing. And if I'm thinking about this from a father's perspective, if I had a day off and I had it with my daughter, and we'll say she's at this age where she's actually growing conscious, she's starting to take in the world around her acceptable behaviors and social norms and all that, I would want to teach her the important things. Because I know, especially as a father, you can't be around forever. And I know that, like, the harsh reality is, as a father, you may not be in your child's life as long as you want. So I would want to teach her those lessons as quickly as possible. Like, as soon as she gains consciousness, just bam, off to the races, teach her the important things about life. You know? What to look for in a partner, how to manage your manage your finances, how to do your taxes, how to fix a tire. I feel like that would be my choice. If I, like, had a day off and, like, my daughter had this spontaneous growth where, you know, she does have all this consciousness to her, I would want to teach her the important things about life. You know, that I'm not always going to be around, and, like, I want her to be good when she's on her own. I don't want her to, lose me and then be useless to the world. Be scared and alone. I want her to be a strong, independent woman, for as cringy as that is. You decide it would be a good use of the time to spend the day teaching. Your daughter doesn't really like to sit and listen, but you manage to impact some life lessons. Good. The decision being made, life continued. Yay! The weather is nice and you're feeling up to doing some foraging today. It may be easier if you focus on something specific before you head out. And we got some pretty good stats. We've lost a lot of nutrients. My daughter's pretty hungry. Finances aren't that hot, and I'm not that... Foraging for river plants, foraging for mushrooms. Leave your daughter at home and go without her. Send your daughter out alone to gather ferns while you relax. I'm not going to enslave my child. Though that would be pretty funny. I am old, after all. I'm like 600 years old. I'm a fossil. My bones sound like a squeaky door whenever I bend them. Take your daughter foraging for mushrooms, river plants. What could be more useful? Because I'm trying to think, what would she eat? Because if I think back, I'm trying to think back, what do I feed her? Because fungi usually feed off of living organisms. We eat mushrooms when they die, and mushrooms eat us when we die. So they eat dead organisms, so basically, mushrooms could eat themselves, but I think I'm gonna make her forage for river plants. The rivers sound a lot more scenic. I am exhausted, but she has nutrients, yay. The two of you find some watercress and catch some crawfish, yay! Then take a break to play in the water. She seems excited to just spend some time floating, a skill that seems to she already excels at. You have to force her out of the river just before sunset. You need some time to wring her. Wring her out before bed, after all. What? I can't just dry her off with a towel? Where's my air dryer? Oh yeah, it's like medieval times. The decision being made, life continued. An end. One night you find yourself struggling to sleep. Your mind wanders as you consider your current place in life. You've lived peacefully with your daughter for many moons. Initially it was strange. Well, it never stopped being strange. But you were always thankful for the company. Oh, am I gonna die? Besides the affection you felt for her, it was like any parent would feel towards their child. That was normal, at least. Your thoughts turned to be the concept of time, particularly how we were once alone and how you were afraid that you will be again someday. No, she gonna bury me. I refuse to bury my child. I'm growing her smart, I'm growing her safe. She's gonna be a good girl. I know she is. If I die, I'm gonna always have that thought of, did I do enough for her? Because that's gonna be the thing that haunts me on my deathbed if I have kids. It's gonna be, did I do enough for them? Did I prepare them enough for this stupid, accursed world? That's gonna be the thing that eats at me. That's gonna be the thing, once I have kids, I feel like that's gonna be the thing that eats at me until I die. It's did I do enough? Was I a good enough father? Could I have done things better? Your daughter has had more and more curiosities about the outside world. It's only a matter of time before she wants to strike her own path. Good. I didn't hermit her. She didn't turn into a hermit like her father. You hope you will be fulfilled now. You hope you've done enough. Ultimately, you find comfort in what you've done. You may have found many failures in your life, but there's one thing you know you can die proud of. What? Oh god, the game crashed! Oh god dang it. What a way to ruin the game. God dang it, I'll be back. Okay, so something odd happened. I was getting up to this point where we were going to go forage for river plants, and for some reason it was bringing up options about killing birds. I don't know what that is about, but I was a bit scared that I had trained a psychopath. Life continued. Yep, okay, we know all this. Don't crash this time. And a new beginning. Telling the recluse that you wanted to see more of the world wasn't an easy conversation. As they grow older, you worried about leaving them on their own. Thankfully, your concerns were unwarranted. Oh, my plan is my daughter now. They were happy that you had grown enough to want to move out. They even offered to help you build your own home, close to theirs. You were welcome to visit any time, obviously. Faster than you would have anticipated, the two of you built your home together. They showed you all the tricks they knew and made sure to impact as much knowledge as they could in you. Finally, the day arrived. You were officially on your own. Man, I died? What got me? Syphilis? Was it the hookers and cocaine? Did that finally come back and bite me? You were scarred. A little. It's not scarred, scared. A little, but also excited. Why, Internet? No one cares. But also excited. It felt like a new chapter was beginning for your life. Oh, I gained a trait. Chapter 3. A girl on her own. So I'm dead. I died. I now have to take care of my daughter. I'm now a grown man and a girl's... Oh, no. Why do I have a like a cyst? A parasitic fungus that infects the body and mind of a host. Okay. So wait, am I lashing on to a person? Okay, where did I stop? Young sibling, you have grown into a young woman unexpectedly. Cool. Can I go have sex now? You are bonded with a human body. Oh, that's creepy. Found siblings. What does it say? God, I can't read this. Domineering. You have never been healthier, and nothing will ever be able to change that. So I'm permanently healthy. You are feared by humans for the appearance of your actions. What did I do? I literally just started this. Loving parent. The recluse will always live in your heart and for the time being next door. Oh, so I'm not dead yet. I'm just back to my old pervy ways of hookers, cocaine, and lots of playboys. Okay, I can get down with this. You awake one night to the light of a full moon and the eerie sound of singing. It's a siren. As if your body wasn't your own, you find yourself leaving your home to find the source of the sound. A group of several small winged fae are dancing and singing inside a ring of sprouted mushrooms. One of them spot you watching and motions you closer. Go forward and play with the fairies. Try to catch some of them. Go back to bed. Let's see what the fairies are doing. Let's let them complete their satanic ritual. As you approach, the fairies begin to dance around you. Some sing and others tug at your wrist. You feel compelled to follow them. As enchanting as it is, you start to notice that you are being led further away from your home. Some of the fairies also seem to be giggling and looking around suspiciously. Am I being abducted? Am I being kidnapped? Before the mischievous little fae get the better of you, you turn and quickly run back home. You hear the sound of bickering fairies behind you. Thankfully, you were able to get home safely. Fairies are beautiful, but tricky. Is this because that recluse taught some good Catholic, good Christian morals in me? He put on Bible Man for me and Veggie Tales instead of putting on that God ill-forbidden Rugrats. That's the show of the devil. As you take an evening stroll through the nearby woods, you happen to overhear something of a loud commotion. When you approach the noise, you're able to see the situation more clearly. Two teenage miscreants seem to be harassing a child. Give the teens a scare. I don't want others in my forest. Get them all out of here. Try to help them solve the situation diplomatically. I don't think I have the speech check for this. Leave them to their devices. No. Give the teens a scare. The child needs help, and you're pretty sure you have a good way to do that. Yeah, I'm literally a parasite hanging out of someone's back. I'm literally a mushroom crawling out of some young girl's asshole. You situate yourself carefully, stepping forward and grabbing one of the teens by the shoulder. After taking a quick second to ready yourself, you let out a throat yell, giving the teens a good shove. They react instantly, scrambling away into the woods. The child, initially paralyzed in fear, visibly untenses when he sees you smiling back at him. He timidly waves at you, which in return you return before stepping back into the woods without a word. Oh, come on! While tending to your home, you begin to feel an otherworldly pull towards the forest. You can't resist, and moments later you find yourself surrounded by trees and standing in the forest of mushrooms covered. In a mushroom-covered hut. Deep within you, you know the witch that made you resides here. Enter the hut and greet the witch as her daughter. I am not her daughter. She was simply a surrogate. Enter the hut cautiously and treat her as a stranger. Enter the hut within the hopes of learning magic. Force yourself in. I want to learn magic. I want to learn how to make cool bubbles. You enter the hut and bow respectfully. Can you teach me the Rasengan? Addressing the witch as you would as an apprentice to a master, she accepts your want for knowledge and begins tutoring you. Time moves strangely in these woods, and you are unsure how long you read scrolls and practice channeling. But the time you leave, by the time you leave, though, you find yourself gain slight control over your magical potential. Cool. It's like Harry Potter. What did I get? What happened to me? Lesser Elementalist. You have focused on a craft for a time. Dang, I'm pretty damp. Increased by a good soak or by melancholic moments. This stat indicates how wet and slimy her body is. That's a very dirty way about talking about my daughter. Let's go over to the Malchium or whatever, a parasitic fungus that infects the body and mind of a host. Cute. Just like Dad. Increased by the right nutrients or the things that would nourish the soul. This stat is associated with how generally healthy she is, and yet it could also be a pessimistic optimism. Alright. It's robustness. Potency. Increased by titillating meals. I'd never thought it. Did I really just say titillating meals? Or by titillating danger. Is that actually what the word is, or am I just being stupid? This stat is tied to the strength of her mushroom type, or her ability to perform in stressful situations. Humanity. Increased by thorough socialization or by doing the right thing. This stat is how good of a person she is, literally and metaphorically. I raised a good daughter. Walking along the road into town, you spot something large lying on the path some distance away. Approaching, you find a human lying on the ground, groaning in pain. You don't really get it, but some part of them is broken. They look at you uncertain but pleading. Help them back to town, try to mend the injuries, play with them. I'll help them back to town. I'm not a medical. I'm a witch. I'm a witch, Muse, whatever you call it. You attempt to help the human to their feet, but immediately drop the unexpected heavy load. After a few minutes of futile pulling and pushing, the human waves you away in defeat. You couldn't help him, but at least the human doesn't seem to begrudge you for trying. As you go out to forage mushrooms one evening, you find a large batch of edible shrooms. Oh, baby. Now we're talking. Things are going to get steamy up in here. Gathered near a stump. Unfortunately, on closer inspection, they are infested with countless small worms. No! It's added protein, right? Gather the shrooms anyway. Watch the wriggling little guys for a bit. Try to find a slightly less infested batch. Gather the worms, maybe you'll need them. I could use them, because you could use them for like compost and stuff, and that could actually help with my nutrition down the line. Because if I have good compost, I could have good mushrooms. Yeah. Let's take the worms. Thinking about it, you're sure you could find a use for these worms. Perhaps they could even help decompose waste, or maybe even fish bait. You carefully start to pick out the most wormy-coated shrooms. You head home that day with a ringly sack of worm. No! 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 That just makes me think of a nightmare I once had. No! Now to just figure out where to store them. A mason jar gained the trait bag of worms. Come on. Bag of worms. You have a bag of worms for some reason. Come on, what girl doesn't love a bag of worms? It's everything women love. They're long, they're slippery, they're wet, they're snake-like, there's many of them. Women love these things. As you grow older, you look back over your life. You think back to the witch who created you and can't help but wonder if everything met her expectations. You wonder if you were the daughter your parent had hoped you would be. I'm sorry, why is she caring about the witch's opinion of her when I'm her father, goddammit? You should care about my opinion of you. You should care about how I feel about you, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of my daughter. I wouldn't ask for any other daughter after all this time. Oh, the end. That's just, however, over the areas. That's just it. Aw. I don't get to see her turn into an adult. Did I die? I'm not very human. I have a lot of melcium. I don't know what that means. It nourishes the soul. Man, I could have done things differently, I think. I don't know if there's a way to better my humanity. I think when I downloaded this, it was like an early alpha sort of demo of the game. And playing it now, like, it probably has gone through a lot of changes. I just wanted to finish up this because it has my file. And it does have a lot to it. Like, I could definitely see this going up until, like, you know, the unfortunate passing of the whatever you call it, the Mushroom Girl. I could definitely see that being, like, the pinnacle end of this, and this is, like, just up until adolescence. Because I could see so many more, because I barely got to have a try at being human. I barely got to do anything. I helped a fat old man on the side of the road with a broken arm, and I scared off some teenagers that were bullying some kid, but I didn't get to, like, go into town. I didn't get to face the harshness of people not accepting me. But I have a bag of worms. And I will say this, like, even though I kind of make it a joke and, like, you know, I take it lightly, it does bring up some interesting questions you'd have about yourself as a parent. You know, would I be a good parent? Am I doing enough for them? Am I doing too little? Is it okay if I just take this day and focus on myself? Or should I take this time that I have with my daughter or my son and, you know, teach them valuable lessons about life, or, you know, teach them something that could help them down the line? Because one of the things that always worried me was that, you know, your parents could go at any day. No one's, you know, here, you know, indefinite. That's one of the things about life that sucks. It's like, your parents gonna be here one day, gone the next, and for many that's a sad reality. You know, the words you never got to say to them, the lessons you never got to hear from them, the memories they never got to tell to you. It's a sad reality we live in. And thinking about this, like, if I was a father, it did really, like, make me think, like, how would I approach my kid? Would I take these times to relax and do stuff like this, make Let's Plays, and, you know, just sit in my office and pretend to be busy? Or I probably wouldn't pretend to be busy. I would always make time for my kids. I think that's the thing. I would always make time for my kids, even if it's for small stuff, because they're my kids. But I just feel like at the end of the day, when you're pushed with that question of, did I do enough for my kid? Or is my kid gonna be okay in this world? It really does, like, keep you up. It does, like, kind of make you think. It makes you sit and ponder. Like, even though this is just a game, it makes you think. Did I do enough for her? If this story was to play out without me doing any sort of thing after the recluse, would I watch a beautiful girl grow into a beautiful woman, find a partner in life, you know, do right by others, have a great life, and die happy, maybe even have her own kids? Or would I have created a delinquent and someone who just wants to spread malice and hate, and just kind of sells herself short on her own potential? It's the kind of that's the kind of things I'd worry about. And this game did a good job. I will say, it did a great job. I don't know if this is the final thing about the game, but I will check again just to see if there have been updates, and if we do have updates for this game, then I will get back to it. I will play it again, but we'll have to create a whole new daughter, which sucks. I'm not ready for this all over again. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you all next time.